The Asmongold experience is a brand new streamer simulator that just released. Each day in the game, you log in as a Twitch streamer and the game changes based on what decisions you make. During the game, you'll interact with the chat. However, you should note that individual chatters aren't really important to the game, as it's just multiple AI-generated bots, and honestly at times it starts to show. Many chatters' programming will clearly bug out and they'll start spamming complete nonsense. Luckily, the developers had the foresight to include a ban button, which I think just resets the AI, but the developers also had the foresight to reboot the AI with a new name and account. Occasionally there'll be scripted events in which you get to decide what happens to a chatter. You'll have different options such as letting them slide or banning them or even giving them moderation over the channel, allowing them to ban other chatters.
I'm gonna ban you.
The game has many different endings and the goal is to discover them all. A few of the endings include the rage quit ending,
Fucking goddamn fucking piece of shit fucking game. Fuck!
the fuck Twitch ending,
They're probably pogging, man. They're probably impressed.
Ready? I fucking hate this website, guys. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
the head slam ending, fuck! And of course the normal ending.
Alright, boys. Peace.
Many of these endings are dependent upon the mood meter. The mood meter is a gauge of how good or bad of a mood your character Asmongold is in at any particular moment. If the bar depletes completely at any time, you'll get one of the endings. The endings can be different depending on your decisions throughout the run. For example, if you're having Asmongold play a difficult game and you push him too hard and his meter depletes completely, you'll probably get the head slam ending. One of my favorite things about this game is that the developers took the time to actually develop minigames within the game. A couple of the very well received minigames so far are the ban appeal and the react minigames. Both of these function in a similar way. For ban appeals, you're giving a request for unban by a chatter and given dialogue options similar to a BioWare game that usually either unban the chatter, keep them banned, offer an ultimatum, or insult their very existence.
I know what to do. Deny. We're sorry. We're not able to process your unban application at this moment.
The react minigame has you watch actual YouTube videos. You're given an audience enjoyment meter that interacts with the mood meter. When you pause the video, the audience enjoyment meter goes down, but the mood meter goes up. However, keeping it paused too long will cause chatters to become hostile towards you. They'll start spamming things like just play the fucking video, or stop pausing, or pause champ. This will rapidly deplete the mood meter as well and have Asmongold start banning chatters automatically. Another important thing to note about the mood meter is that if you end too many consecutive playthroughs with a low mood meter, Asmongold will take a break and you'll no longer be able to log back into the game for at least 2 weeks. No one knows for sure, but there is a popular theory of a hidden trophy called the Asmongold Challenge. It's not known how to get this trophy, but it's said to be the only way to get Asmongold's mood meter to 100%. It's been compared to the secret cow level, however the developers are calling it the jerky level, as an obvious reference to cows and nothing else. The game does have a small itemization and roguelite system. Essentially, after a few playthroughs, you can start unlocking various sodas. These sodas can be used to temporarily boost the mood meter. You start with a Pepsi and can upgrade to other sodas like Dr. Pepper's later on.
Soda, I didn't even put it... Because I'm so lazy, I don't like putting the soda in the refrigerator because it takes too much work.
It's right
It's
there!
It's a lot. Like, I've got to go over there. I've got to take it out of there. I had it in there. And so, like, now it's another thing. It's like, oh my God, like, what is all this?
I was able to level mine all the way up to the big gulp tier. This tier will not only increase Asmongold's mood, but also increase the audience enjoyment meter if you use it for the first time during the react minigame. Now, it's rare, but sometimes you'll need to have Asmongold actually play video games. The same audience meter from the React minigame is present during this time too. The lore behind this game is that Asmongold is actually the greatest gamer to ever live and has never died in any game by accident ever. However, Asmongold will intentionally die from time to time for content. With that being said, you'll not only have to control when Asmon chooses to die, but also the reaction he gives after dying. Generally, the more negative Asmon's reaction, the higher the audience meter will go. However, allowing Asmon to die to quote bullshit or allowing him to die too frequently will greatly decrease his mood meter. So as you can see, this game's a lot about balancing things out. At the end of each day, you get a score and ending based upon the mood meter, audience enjoyment meter, and view count. Each of these things can affect the other. For example, the audience enjoys when Asmon rages, but that lowers his mood meter. Asmon likes pausing videos, which raises his mood meter, but doing it too much will reduce the audience enjoyment meter, which can also lead to mood penalties for Asmongold when the chat starts spurging out. Views can be manipulated in a couple of ways. The first way is titling the stream. At the beginning of each stream, you can give it a title. So you can title it something like Huge OTK News, Loot Drama, Actually Playing WoW Today. Or even something like Today I'll actually play Genshin Impact in Final Fantasy XIV. And this will greatly boost the viewer count. However, take care when doing this. An easy way to increase Asmongold's mood is with reacting to YouTube, Reddit, and drama. But if you use a clickbait title, the longer you do that, the more hostile the audience becomes, and since it's a large audience, this can start hurting Asmon's mood meter very quickly. However, jumping straight into a game too quickly can give Asmongold a buff called Damaged Ego. This debuff occurs when Asmon is not given enough opinions on topics for the day. This will cause him to become more moody, he will take harder hits to his mood meter, and his mood meter bar will fill more slowly. The best way to boost viewer count, but with the highest risk, is by having Asmongold stream on his main channel. This is very risky, because while streaming on the main channel, you receive a constant affix called Asmon's Anxiety. This can be good or bad for you, as you receive a 100% increased bonus to mood and audience, but 150% increase to penalties. This mode should only be played by experienced players. It's also worth noting that it only takes 1 or 2 bad streams for Asmongold to go into a break mode, rendering the game unplayable for at least 2 weeks. Alright, so a couple changes you may have noticed if you played the beta that are no longer in the game. So it seems like chatter spamming bald doesn't seem to affect the mood meter very much anymore. It seems like the developers also took away the mood meter reduction when discussing microtransactions. So let me know if you plan to play. One last thing, I've spoken with the developers and they have multiple DLCs planned for the game. One is a McConnell DLC and a chatter mode DLC allowing you to play as the chat. They also have the Classic Andy and Spurg patch going live soon that adds new types of chatters and is supposed to improve the ban appeal gameplay and the react gameplay. So if you're interested in updates about the game like this, then make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.